Hey guys, it's Heather here at Cash Flowing Life, and today I wanted to talk to you about the 5 ways that you can stay motivated while paying off your debt. So first thing that I'm going to say, and I'm just going to put this out there, I am really trying to grow my channel, and I want to be able to reach people that need help in their debt-free journey. So basically what that looks like is 1, you can like this video, 2, you can subscribe to my channel, and 3, if you love the content you're seeing and if you think that it's going to help someone, just send them a link to the video. That would be really awesome. Also, I'm really looking to just create a community here with this channel. If you see something in a video that you like, feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section below, and I just want to get to know the people in this debt-free community. My husband and I are jumping right back in because we are officially getting gazelle intense on paying our mortgage off. So this community and this channel is just a way for me to stay personally motivated and also just kind of give back, because the people in this debt-free community and this debt-free journey are just so awesome. So with that being said, the first thing I want to talk about that really helped me stay on my debt snowball or debt-free journey was making a monthly budget. I'll go ahead and say I was not perfect while I was on my journey. There were months where I didn't make a budget at all because I felt like my expenses were always going to be the same, or I was so tight on it that sometimes I just felt like I didn't need to. But the last few months have been a really great reminder for me and my husband. Last month, my husband and I did not create a budget, and this year we decided to create one together, to stick to it, and to go back to the cash envelope system. And we have, so far, it's the middle of the month, we have paid off the same amount to our mortgage that we did in the entire month of January. We're going to not quite double the amount of debt that we're throwing, the amount of money that we're throwing towards our mortgage, but we are going to substantially exceed what we did in January. A budget is number 1. Number 2, track your debts smallest to largest. As of right now, we are in baby step 6. We are trying to pay our debt off in the next 5.5 to 6 years. So obviously we only have one, and it's the mortgage, and it's big. But back in 2012 to 2014, when I was working my debt snowball and trying to get out of debt, I was making about $25,000 a year in 2013, 2014, because I started my debt snowball in December of 2012. So for those first 2 years, I was getting my massage practice ready. I was trying to grow my clients there, and I was working 2 part-time jobs. It was really, really important for me to stay focused, to remember why I was working so hard, and for me, that was tracking my debt smallest to largest, so I knew exactly what was coming up once I paid off, you know, a $500 credit card or an $800 credit card, or where I was going to be when I finally got to like my first student loan to pay off. The very last thing that I paid off was a student loan that started at $3,800. The steps it took me to get there, it was a momentum. It was a snowball that kept getting bigger and bigger every time I paid off those little debts, and I was able to throw more at the next debt every month. Number 3, track your debt payoff amounts. So what I mean by this is when I first started our debt snowball, or my debt snowball because we weren't married yet, I just tracked everything that I had paid off so that I could look back, because when you're always continually looking forward and you have a ton of debt, whether that's credit cards or student loans or right now the mortgage, it could start to feel impossible to pay that off. So I always like to remember where I came from, right? And how hard I've worked, how I got there, and just a reminder that where I'm at right now, it's just the middle, and the end is near, whether that's in a year, whether that's 3 years, or whether that's 6 years if you're trying to pay your mortgage off. Number 4, revisit your projected payoff date every quarter, so every 3 months. So when I was working my debt snowball, my income was very irregular. So every month I made something different. So my debt snowball looked different than someone who works 40 hours a week at a certain dollar amount per hour. So every month for me, I would create a new estimated potential payoff date based on what I paid towards my debt that month. So I'd recalculate it. So maybe for some of you, revisiting that every month will be helpful. Maybe it won't. But I really recommend to kind of stay up to date and see, so that you can track and see how much progress you're making, whether you're going to be moving that payoff date up, or maybe something happened, you're going to have to cash flow something that Murphy brought in, and maybe that's going to push you back a little bit. So just revisit your potential payoff date, write that down somewhere that you're going to see it, and use that as your motivation to keep going. And number 5, this is probably my favorite part about the debt-free journey, and that is going to be find accountability wherever you can. My boyfriend at the time, now husband, was very supportive of me getting out of debt. He had very minimal debt. I think the most he had was like $1,000 on a credit card that he paid off, in like a month or two. And then he had only had a truck payment, which he was very excited that he had paid off early. But after that, he kind of vowed to never really go back into debt unless it was our mortgage. So he was really supportive of me. If there was something that he wanted to do that maybe I couldn't pay for, because we were living under the same house, but we had different bank accounts, he would offer to pay for it, whether it was eating out or if we wanted to go on a trip. We went on one vacation during that time, and honestly, he paid for probably 60 to 70% of it. But he was like my rock during the journey, and I shared with him my wins, and he was always really excited for me. And I knew that me getting out of debt was going to mean a lot for our future as a couple. If you don't have a significant other, or if you don't have family or friends that are supportive, because honestly, my grandma was super supportive, but I think that most of my family knew what I was doing, but none of them commented on it. I'm not really sure why. And then I had some friends that kind of thought that I was crazy, and I lost a few friends actually during my debt-free journey, because a lot of the time hanging out with them meant going out to dinner or going out to lunch or doing expensive activities that I just wasn't willing to pay for. If you don't have friends or family that can be your rock, I really, really recommend plugging into the debt-free community on social media. So there is a big one on Instagram. If you just search the hashtag debt-free community, you'll be able to find a ton of people that are on the same journey. I've noticed that a lot of them are on baby steps 2 of getting their debt paid off. So just plugging into that community, and you can share your own experience if you want, but I feel like just being involved with people who are on the same journey as you is going to be tremendously helpful. Obviously, there is a debt-free community here on YouTube, so you can check out some people's channels. There's a lot of advice, tips on working the debt snowball, what people have done differently a little bit to like tweak their households to make things work better for them. So I can leave a few of those people that I love following down in the description box for you. One thing that I still do every day that actually really helps keep me motivated is I still listen to the Dave Ramsey podcast every day. It is a little bit repetitive in the information that he talks about, but I find it to be extremely motivating. It was super motivating while I was on baby step 2, and it's almost a little bit relieving. And now my life is not that hard, and there's some people that call into the show that are going through things that I would never ever be able to fathom. So it really helps me put me in my place of being thankful for what I have and the hard work that I've put in, and really helping me look back at where I was struggling with the debt snowball, and just listening to what some people are going through just makes me really thankful for what I have now and the ability that we have to basically pay off our house. So the Dave Ramsey podcast has been a huge motivator for me. Those are the 5 ways that personally helped me stay motivated while I was paying my debt off. So if you have any questions or comments, or have anything that has particularly helped you stay motivated while paying off your debt, just leave it in the comments below, and I will check in with you guys on the next video. Thanks. Bye.